Music City Wrestling on the air. Bert Prentice here along with Paul Adams. Got a big show today on TV, but ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank the capacity crowd that came out to the fairgrounds this past Thursday night.
Well, they saw a war out there, Bert Prentice, a bunch of guys running around fighting each other like a bunch of animals. If they're going to act like animals, I understand you got them in a match tonight where they're going to be treated like animals.
Tonight at the Nashville Sports Arena right here at the fairgrounds, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, a four-way dog collar match. They're going to have a dog collar with a chain connected four ways. Wolfie D, Doug Gilbert against Flash, and Billy Joe Travis tonight.
And then beyond that, we got that freak Adrian Street coming back. He's teaming up with that other idiot, Shane Eden. They're taking on my two pals, one of my favorite tag teams here in Music City Wrestling, the Centerfolds.
Plus, Nick Dismore returns to action tonight here in Nashville, along with the Colorado Kid, Trailer Park Trash, and a host of others. A big night of wrestling at the fairgrounds tonight. You're not going to want to miss it, and a great show today. Fans, we appreciate you watching. Here we go. It's going to be a great one. We'll see you at the Fairgrounds Arena tonight for the big dog collar match.
Today, Michael St. John, along with Paul Adams, and opening action getting Rex King in the ring up against Bobby Brawnz. This man, one-time part of the team of Well and Dunn. Rex King in the ring now. He still has Steve Dunn on his mind, but he's up against a real tough young customer in Bobby Brawnz, a prime candidate for Rookie of the Year.
Absolutely, and one thing I want to say about this Brawnz, Michael, you know, I watch all the live matches here at the fairgrounds week in and week out. This Brawnz relies a little bit too heavily on the drop kick, and I want to see if Rex King takes advantage of that in this opening contest today on Music City Wrestling.
Rex King is a master in the ring of taking advantage of the least little opening his opponent gives. He has always been a strong tactical wrestler, but as of late, he has gotten this new attitude, and quite frankly, I don't quite understand why, but he's become just a very cynical young man in that ring, and Rex King has been running roughshod throughout wrestling organizations all over the world, but he has come to Music City Wrestling with one thing in mind, and that's to settle an old score with his ex-partner, Stephen Dunn.
Stephen Dunn, exactly right, Michael. You saw he came out here last week, and he announced his presence, didn't he? You know, and I can tell you exactly why he's in the mindset he is, because that Stephen Dunn was out here 2 weeks ago talking about how he wanted to take on all comers. He had no friends. He was willing to take on anybody to try and make his way to the top here in Music City Wrestling. And Rex King came out and exposed him for the fraud that he is, said that he kisses up to Bert Prentice to get the best matches, that he used to do that when they were tag team partners in the WWF, and Rex King is here, yes, to settle an old score.
And Rex King right now coming out of the turnbuckle, and now a nice arm drag takedown by Bobby Brawnz, and quickly Rex King escapes to the safety of the floor here in the Music City Wrestling Arena at the fairgrounds. And Rex King has, and since his return to the Music City area, and since his return in particular to MCW, has made a statement. He's not going to stop till he makes the top.
Well, in fact, Michael, this is his return to active wrestling on television, televised wrestling here in Music City. But yeah, absolutely, he's going straight to the top, and on his way, he's worried about taking out his old partner and his new nemesis, Stephen Dunn.
Power bomb, a roll-up on Bobby Brawnz, 2 count was all he got. Looked like he was going to have a 3, but it looked like Rex King, quite frankly, didn't want the 3 count at that point in the match.
Absolutely, Michael. He's probably just toying with him, sending a message to guys like Stephen Dunn. And in reality, as you see another unique maneuver there by Rex King, Michael, in reality, it's probably Rex King who's the one who's here with no friends, who's willing to take on all comers. He's the ones with the guts. He's the one who always carried that team of Well Done. He's the one that's going to take out that old partner of Stephen Dunn.
I don't know about your comment of carrying the team. I think they made a very strong tag team, but I think there's no I in team, and it certainly wasn't Rex King as the I in that team. But Rex King as a single wrestler, as a solo wrestler in the ring, as you can see, can take the measure of just about any opponent, as he is taking the measure of Bobby Brawnz, and had the cover again right there, but pulled his opponent up.
Absolutely, he jacked his jaw on that one, and we're not really used to seeing these high-flying maneuvers out of Rex King, so we're seeing some new maneuvers, some unique holds out of this Rex King this week on Music City Wrestling.
Rex King, he's caught in the sunset flip. Bobby Brawnz almost got the 3 count. I'll tell you this much, Paul Adams, I've seen it happen before in wrestling, and we almost saw it right there. You toy around with an opponent long enough, and sooner or later, you're going to get burned, you're going to get jackknifed, or you're going to get sunset flipped.
Well, there's a lot more to this one involved than just getting a 1, 2, 3 count in this match, Michael. Like I was saying, we're seeing some unique maneuvers, some innovative moves out of Rex King, and I think maybe that's part of the whole package here. Maybe he's trying to show Stephen Dunn, you know, Stephen Dunn can sit back, since he's a former tag team partner of King's, and think he knows him. He knows him like the back of his hand. King's out here to show, no, this old dog's got some new tricks, and he's going to bring him straight ahead to Stephen Dunn.
Count of 2, and again, Bobby Brawnz is pulled up out of the 3 count, and Rex King, I can't help but as I watch Rex King in the ring now, he reminds me of Terry Funk, not only in the way he's decided to style his hair and to add the facial hair, but also in the style of wrestling, in that he has become a very mean and a very vicious wrestler in the ring.
Well, and he's definitely putting the brand of Rex King on this Bobby Brawnz, the rookie, like you say. I'll tell you what, he's going to be another one to watch. You know, he's only been back here in Music City and in Music City Wrestling for about 2 weeks now. He survived Thanksgiving, and he's here today competing and showing what he can do to that Stephen Dunn.
And he is taking the measure right now. Bobby Brawnz not giving the youngster room to breathe. He has dominated the match throughout. And right now, Bobby Brawnz needs to make a comeback. And this may be it right here. He caught him with a kick off the rope. Brawnz throwing those elbows and those arms and those fists. Finally, Rex King taken off his feet. Here's a cover, 1-2, but not enough press on the cover to make it stick for a 3 count.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what right there, King probably could have kicked out at 1, but he got his chance to catch a little breath there. Let it go to the 2 count. That's a mark of a veteran right there.
And there's the mark of Bobby Brawnz. The drop kick connected under the chin, but King escapes the pin again.
With the referee a little bit out of position, you got to watch that sometimes around here, these referees. But you see now King's going to back him in the corner here, and Brawnz trying to battle his way out. Looked like a thumb to the eye there. I don't know.
Rex King getting the right hands to the head into the midsection. Now he's reversing it on Brawnz, sends him into the turnbuckle, and there's the spinning savate kick. And King picks Brawnz up for the neck breaker. Whoa! What was that? That was a little combination. 2, 3, and Rex King gets that one. Boy, he almost took the neck right out of the socket of Bobby Brawnz right there.
You know, the smoke hasn't even cleared from the Nashville Fairgrounds from Thanksgiving night, and we're back right there tonight. And tomorrow I'm going to be in Lebanon, Tennessee, and I'm fired up to be there. It's been a long time coming. I'm on my way. I'm looking forward to seeing all the great fans. But Rex King, let's talk about tonight at the Fairgrounds. Now, after what you pulled Thursday night, now, I made a promise to all the fans, to myself, to the promotion, I was going to run you out, and I didn't get the job done. But I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell the fans one more time, that tonight in Nashville, I'm taking care of business. Now, you embarrassed me Thursday night, you embarrassed me Thanksgiving night, and I can't have that. Now, Rex, you made this real personal. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's eating at you. And frankly, I don't care anymore. Because you're talking about partners. We're not partners. We're not even friends. And tonight in the Nashville Fairgrounds, son, I'm going to do just what I told everybody I was going to do. I'm going to go out there with a purpose. I could care less about beating you anymore. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to put you out of wrestling. Your attitude stinks. You stink. Let me tell you something my daddy told me a long time ago. You know, sometimes when you get a butt whooping, it builds a little character. Well, tonight in Nashville, by the time you leave, you're going to be full of character, son, because you're going down. I'm giving you the butt whooping of your life.
Michael St. John and Paul Adams tonight from the Music City Fairgrounds Arena in opening action. Inazuma, an outstanding Japanese star, doing battle with Nick Dismore, one of the leading candidates for Rookie of the Year in professional wrestling.
Yes, Michael. We're back here at the Fairgrounds like we are every Thursday night for our TV taping and every Saturday night for our house show. And we're back here again with this Nick Dismore. We've seen him several times, and the quickness he personifies is what we're seeing right there once again in the ring.
This man has picked up a lot of upper body strength since I first saw him introduced to the world of professional wrestling. Referee Gene Johnson checking with Inazuma, and this man comes in quite a mysterious fella. He's stocky. He's built like the typical Japanese wrestler, but he comes into the area with high credentials, and he's getting a big test tonight with Nick Dismore.
Well, you can see right there he's got a low center of gravity, so Dismore is going to try and have to get him down on the mat and keep him down there like you see right there.
Nice roll up by Dismore as he holds on to that front arm lock, and he has it locked in right above the elbow, putting the pressure on.
And I'll tell you what, like we've seen him before, this guy's solid. His work is solid in the ring. Like I say, St. John, because you look at him right there. He grabbed a hold, and he's working on the arm.
Welcome into Music City Wrestling. If you're just joining us, we want to remind you that you see Music City Wrestling each and every week right here on this channel. And the Music City Wrestling organization now has a website up and running for you folks on the World Wide Web. It's mcwrestling.com. Give us a hit. I think you'll like what you see. You get the true facts and the true world of Music City Wrestling.
And I'll tell you what, they bill this Nick Dismore as one of the leading contenders for Rookie of the Year. And according to some of the faxes and the emails we get in at the office of MCW, the fans absolutely agree with those claims by both Dismore and the promoters around here. And that's part of the reason right there. You see many, many requests for Dismore picture on the internet, and those are going to be coming very soon, Michael.
As wrestling fans throughout the world know, Nashville, Tennessee for a long, long time has been a hotbed, has been a starting bed, fallow ground, if you would, for professional wrestling, for young wrestlers coming up through the ranks. And Nick Dinsmore is just the latest and a long list of professional stars in the world of professional wrestling. Nice reversal by Inazuma. Look at that. Hammerlock by Dinsmore. He takes that side headlock and takes the advantage away.
Like I say before, this guy has yet to prove himself against a major name here. He's been taking on these other rookies, like he's doing right here with this Inazuma making his debut. And I would like to see what he can do in there against some of the top competitors like Doug Gilbert, maybe like Wolfie D, and to be quite honest, Flash Flanagan. I'd like to see him in there against my boy Flash.
And right now, Nick Dinsmore twists that arm. Nice side salto fireman's carry, and down goes Inazuma. And Dinsmore continuing to put the pressure on that arm.
Well, you see, Michael, he's sticking to the basics right here. No high-risk maneuvers. He's keeping the man down on the mat like he said he should with that low center of gravity. No big risks, and he's not going to make a big mistake that's going to allow Inazuma to take over. And that's a positive strategy for Nick Dinsmore at this point.
Right now, Dinsmore going for that mask, and maybe he was distracted for a minute. I have not seen Nick react in that manner as he did just then, going after the mask of Inazuma.
Well, I'll tell you what, so far he's been full steam ahead. He's been on his man. This may be a mistake right here, letting him get out and get a breather.
We're in Music City, USA. Michael St. John along with Paul Adams. There's a new arena in Music City, USA. There's a new hockey team, a new football team. There's even Opry Mills, the new Opryland, and a brand new wrestling organization, which you are seeing right now, Music City Wrestling.
Well, and I'll tell you right, you got all this new stuff coming in here, Michael, but we seem to be the only competent people around here. You got a football team that can't even decide on a name, and an owner that's hated by everybody around here. They're playing down in Memphis now, and nobody even wants to go and see them. Then you got a hockey team coming in here. They can't pick a name. The ones they want are owned by other teams in minor leagues. They don't know what they're doing, but Music City Wrestling every Thursday night at the fairgrounds, every Saturday night, we got it going on.
And right now, Nick Dinsmore has it going on in the ring. He's had things going his way, but now, look at that. Karate blow right to the throat by Inazuma, side of the face, and Dinsmore goes down.
Inazuma, as I understand it, directly from Japan in for this match. And I'm trying to figure out right there that lettering on his tights right there. To be quite honest, I figure most of these people in Tennessee probably think that's English, but in fact it's Japanese, although I don't read Japanese, so I can't exactly tell you what it says.
Easy going there, Paul. I was told that I might have trouble out of you tonight. I hope that that's not an indicative action of things to come. That is by far Japanese. You know it as well as I do.
Well, if you would like to know about indicative, what's indicative of the Japanese style is a lot of karate thrust up to the throat, oftentimes maybe borderline legal, who knows. That's what you see this man employing in the ring right now.
And Nick Dinsmore firing back with right hands to the midsection, and right away Inazuma, a typical Japanese move, going and raking at the eye.
Now, what kind of a comment is that? That's like saying the typical Tennessean is an idiot. Well, all right, maybe it's a good point. I don't know.
Body slam by Inazuma. Coming off the ropes. Gonna drop. Nope. Look at this. High risk, high flying maneuver, and lands on the midsection of Inazuma, landing on the midsection of Dinsmore. Goes for the cover, gets the count of two. A little slow to cover that time.
Well, there you see the difference between a man that has a little bit more experience. Like I said, you see Dinsmore full steam ahead. When he gets his man down, he's going for a pin. He's sticking to a hold. He's wearing the man down. Whereas Inazuma is quite possibly a little bit green in there, maybe a little bit tentative, and didn't go for the pin right there when he should have.
Inazuma putting the pressure on a nerve lock underneath the collarbone, and Dinsmore firing back, trying to break it, and in fact does, but catches a knee coming off the ropes.
Exactly, caught a big knee there. Like I said before, Dinsmore is one of the big favorites around here, and if anybody wants to write him, they can write to Music City Wrestling and address it to care of Nick Dinsmore. Hold on here a second.
Count of one was all he got.
Only a one count. As I said, Music City Wrestling, they can write to any of their favorite wrestlers or Paul Adams. I doubt anybody wants to even address you, St. John. But it's Post Office Box 17855, Nashville, Tennessee.
37217.
What a team, Michael, what a team.
And once more, that website address, mcwrestling.com. And right now, Inazuma has a web hole. He's got that nerve lock locked down deep inside the inner regions of the collarbone. But here comes Dinsmore firing back. This young man has a lot of versatility in the ring, but unfortunately catches that clothesline coming off.
You know, I was going to mention before how whoever trained Dinsmore, and I'm not exactly sure who it is, but I will check into it for you next week, Michael, has taught the man some very sound techniques. But this Inazuma, he obviously has been trained, I don't know whether it was in a dojo or where, also trained very well, sticking to the basics.
Sunset flip, could be the three, got the two, but that was it, and Inazuma's kicks out.
And if I'm right, he'll stay right on him here. Like I said, I don't know whether he was in a dojo or it was an American wrestler that trained him, but he also has worked on the nerve hold. He's picked out a part of the body and worked on it, and he's also been staying on that throat with those karate thrusts.
And this man, Inazuma, we don't know a lot about him, but I can tell you this much. He has made a good accounting for himself against one of the leading young wrestlers in professional wrestling today, Nick Dinsmore. Backs him to the ropes. Across he goes. Caught him with a clothesline, and Inazuma goes down.
Big clothesline, big clothesline.
Picks him up by the mask, and again putting those forearms right under the chin. Inazuma firing back. Boy, I'll tell you, one man gets the advantage in this match, Paul, and the other one takes it away.
And I got to say something about Dinsmore. You know, if you're all for fair play and everything, he has yet to throw an illegal blow. They've been all very stiff forearms.
And he got him right there as Inazuma was going up on the ropes after Dinsmore. Dinsmore climbing to the top. Upstairs he goes. Here comes Inazuma. Flying body press. Cover. Hooks him. 2, 3. Bingo. Nick Dinsmore gets another victory here on Music City Wrestling. We'll be back with more action right after this.
Wrestling returns to the Nashville Fairgrounds. Yep, tonight, Saturday, November 29th, 8 p.m. bell time. And do we have a hot one? We ain't even recovered from Thanksgiving night, but look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 6 big matches beginning at 8 o'clock. In the opener, Andy Anderson will take on the 450-pound male stripper, Frenchy Riviera. Nick Dinsmore returns to Nashville tonight. Nick Dinsmore will be there against Romeo Valentine. The Colorado Kid will take on Trailer Park Trash. And look at this big grudge match. It's a brewing. Stephen Dunn against Rex King. And look at this exciting tag team match. This is going to be phenomenal when the exotic Adrian Street teams up with Style and Shane Eaton. There'll be a lot of dancing and singing going on tonight against the Centerfolds in a title match. And then the big one, a 4-way dog collar match. All 4 men are connected with dog collars. Wolfie D, Doug Gilbert against Flash Flanagan and Billy Joe Travis. It all starts tonight, 8 o'clock at the Nashville Fairgrounds Arena. Don't miss the dog collar match tonight. Wrestling tonight only in Nashville. Wrestling tomorrow in Lebanon, Tennessee, a special Sunday card starting at 7 o'clock at the Armory in Lebanon. Stephen Dunn will be there. Rex King, Wolfie D, Flash Flanagan, Colorado Kid, Billy Joe Travis, Andy Anderson, Romeo Valentine, Frenchy Riviera, and the list goes on and on. Lebanon tomorrow. We'll see you tonight in Nashville.
Before we can get to our microphone positions, Michael St. John along with Paul Adams. This match a main event no matter how you cut it, as Terry Golden taking on JC Ice.
Absolutely, Michael, and I'll tell you what, this is actually a rematch from several Saturdays ago here in Nashville at the Fairgrounds when Terry Golden got the victory over JC Ice.
And JC Ice not very happy since that day. I'll tell you, he's been an angry young man, and he is ready to take the battle today on television, right to the heart of the matter against Terry Golden on television.
Well, he's got nothing to be angry about because he wanted the match, and Bert Prentice went ahead and the matchmakers here in Music City Wrestling and gave them the bout right here on television so that everybody that comes out to the Fairgrounds who wasn't so pleased with Terry Golden's victory several weeks back can maybe see JC Ice try to go for a measure of revenge here on Music City Wrestling this week.
Both of these men are championship timber in that Terry Golden has held championships, including the Southern Championship. JC Ice, part of the World Tag Team Champions at one time, and now these two men trying for new heights right here in Music City Wrestling. Well, it looked as though from the way the match started that Terry Golden was very anxious to lock up with JC Ice, but right now he seems to be a little hesitant to go collar and elbow, and now indeed they do, and JC Ice has that side headlock quickly.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point, Michael, because in actuality, since they have faced each other before, it's going to be interesting to see how they start off. Will they go for it in a kind of a slower manner, trying to feel each other out, see what each other's strategy is, or are they going to go right at each other because of the bad blood that exists from last time they met up?
We had one of our cameramen up at a ringside angle on the apron, and JC Ice almost took the camera, the cameraman, the ropes, and everything else with him. So right now, JC Ice trying to regain a little composure there. Terry Golden was actually mocking him in the ring. They lock it up finally, collar and elbow. Both men trying desperately to gain the advantage here. And I've got a feeling, Paul, that whoever gets the early advantage in this match will take home the victory.
Well, it's possible. Both men very, very strong cardiovascular conditioning, Michael. This one could go the remainder of the show.
Well, right now, Terry Golden is again mocking JC Ice. You know, this is one thing that I really disagree, and you being a wrestling manager, Paul Adams, when you've got a man on the ropes or you've got an advantage, you don't stop and mock the man and laugh at the crowd and try to get them into cheering you and booing you or whatever. You should stay on the man and finish the match, do the work that has to be done in the ring. And that's one thing Terry Golden will do. At times, he will lose his attention in the ring.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You go ahead and tell these fans not to start chanting stuff like "Go Ice, go! Go Ice, go!" And then maybe people like Terry Golden will stop mocking people like "Go Ice, go!"
Well, right there, you see JC Ice taking the advantage away simply because Terry Golden had his mind on something else.
Well, he's probably preoccupied with the fact that most of these redneck hillbilly fans down here in the front row are trying to get all touchy-feely with Princess Dee right there. And that's very distracting. You need to talk to some of them, too, get security after him.
Well, Terry Golden may have been a victim of a low blow earlier by JC Ice and may still be suffering that effect, trying to get his win on the floor here and now on the apron. But now Terry Golden coming back in the ring, hopefully ready to lock up with JC Ice. But as you said, Paul, this match, I mean, these two could go at each other and could battle from now until tomorrow morning.
And they could pull out a bunch of different styles, Michael. Mat wrestling, chain wrestling. They could go to the top rope and fly around with the best of them. So who knows? We could see anything in this one.
Well, Jamie Dundee, a second generation wrestler, JC Ice, and Terry Golden with a strong family wrestling background of his own. So these two, they know the basics of professional wrestling. JC Ice has been in the WWF. He was in ECW. You talk about chains and chairs and hubcaps and every doggone thing else. They do anything and everything there in that organization. And now he's come back to Music City Wrestling with one intent in mind, and that is to wear some gold around his waist. And I'm not talking about a gold hubcap.
Well, and as far as JC Ice goes and his family background, I do have to say he is quite the severe victim of poor genetics. He certainly is vertically challenged, is he not, Michael?
I think it's not how tall you are or how big you are. As you well know, Paul Adams, it's how much fighting the man. And every ounce of JC Ice, look at that. JC Ice using a little noggin right there with that drop kick on Terry Golden. JC Ice may not be the biggest wrestler in the business, but he's got more fire, more power per ounce than probably any man in Music City Wrestling today.
Well, I don't know what that was all about right there, whether JC told him the sky was falling and Golden fell for it or what. But he's on the outside right now. He got back in. He's ready to lock it up. I don't think he's going to fall for that one again. That was a dirty trick, Michael, right there. Dirty trick.
JC Ice having to keep a third eye, if you would, on Princess Dee around the ring. I've noticed that Princess Dee, since she has joined the forces of Terry Golden or gotten in his corner, so to speak, and I understand this is a little bit more than wrestling involved here, but she has become very active and sort of circling the ring like a vulture, trying to get her hand in on whatever happens. And Terry Golden out on the floor. He went after JC Ice in a high-risk maneuver, but it backfired.
I don't know what you're talking about, a vulture. Does that look like a vulture to you? That looks like a kind woman trying to get over there and encourage her man to get back in the ring and take it to JC Ice. That's what it looks like to me.
And it looks like her man right now is the worse for wear as he went catapulting over the top rope as he went after JC Ice.
Well, JC used that speed and got out of the way in that one, and that might be the turning point in this match. This might give JC Ice the chance to take control of this one.
Terry Golden trying his best to regain his composure. He really took a heck of a fall. He took a 15-foot drop just there.
Well, absolutely, Michael. That's why it's illegal to throw your opponent over the top rope. When you make a spill like that out of the ring down onto a concrete floor, that could be the end of you. And that's exactly right. You see, and matter of fact, look, it looks like Golden sustained a knee injury right there. His left knee, he's holding it.
Well, he is holding the outside of the left knee. That could be a medial lateral that has been severely hurt or torn. That is an injury you see quite common on the football field, but I think we may have just witnessed it right here today on Music City Wrestling and Terry Golden flying over the top rope.
That's right. In fact, you better get ready to ring the bell because this one, I think the referee ought to call it.
Well, right now, JC Ice trying to back. Now, he is a little cautious, and I don't blame him, knowing the wherewithal of Terry Golden. JC Ice is a smart wrestler in the ring. He doesn't want to move in just blindly because, heck, we don't know. Terry Golden could be playing possum for all we know. But he is limping, and he is limping pretty severely, and I do think that he hurt his knee. And
sick animal for even going after him, and these people in the crowd are chanting, break it off, break it off. That's horrible, and Princess Dee's over there trying to console her man.
I don't think it's horrible at all. I mean, you as a manager preach this of your disciples, if you would. Why can't JC Ice go after a man's weakness? Tonight at the Fairgrounds Arena in Nashville, the main event, a four-way dog collar match. In the ring, Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Wolfie D up against Billy Joe Travis and Flash Flanagan.
Yep, you want to behave like an animal. The promoters around here are going to treat you like an animal, and they got that dog collar match tonight in Nashville at the Fairgrounds.
And JC Ice trying to pull up Terry Golden off the floor and go down with with an atomic drop. He was unable to do it. He sort of tossed him aside, and Terry Golden came back, and both men are down with a double clothesline.
And I will tell you what else I noticed on that atomic drop right there. When Golden came down, when he landed, that left knee buckled a little bit. It gave out once again.
Ice bringing him across the ring, and Golden lifted the right leg and caught JC Ice upside the face, and JC is down.
Exactly right. That atomic drop, which is designed to go after the backbone, could have actually injured the knee even more, but he got the right foot up, as you so eloquently stated, Michael, and it looks like Golden may go to work on him right here now.
JC Ice trying to recover. Terry Golden trying to recover from that fall earlier in this match. Whips JC into the corner, back body drop. There you see the pressure on that knee, taking the measure. JC Ice comes right back on Terry Golden, whips away with those strong right hands, has him backed into the ropes. Golden is caught. And I think you're right, Paul. I think Golden has suffered an injury and has not recovered in this match from that knee and that spill. He took 15 feet in the air over the top rope.
Exactly right. Right now you see Princess Dee up on the apron here. And look at this sicko. JC Ice going after a woman like that. What's wrong with him? Typical of the people in Tennessee.
He's in a dangerous position. She just threw something to Terry Golden. There was something that flew through the air. And Golden just nailed JC Ice. He goes for the cover. He got the 3 count. What was that? Did you see that?
No. I don't know what you're talking about, but I think we got to go to a break, Michael.
We got to get an explanation. JC has just been level. Look where it took him outside his chin. He was just nailed. Let's take a break. Let's see if we can sort things out. We'll be back.
Well, I have to say that it's going to be my pleasure to be out here for this segment this week, because instead of being out here with a royal pain in the butt like Bert Prentice, I get to stand next to royalty in the form of Princess Dee, and for obvious reasons, I'm pretty thrilled about that. But one more thing, the holiday seasons are coming up, and I need to do some Christmas shopping, which means I need the ratings on this show to go up. I need the ratings to go sky high, and I'm not going to be able to do that by having some big pumpkin head out here like Bert Prentice. So I got out here the hourglass figure standing next to me right now, Princess Dee.
Thank you, Paul. Let me tell you something. I got something to settle with all you women out here. I sit and I walk out and I see all these women and they're wanting to chance things at me, Brentwood trash and all these gestures. Let me tell you something. Just because your men is sitting next to you and they're cheering me, that's your problem. Because, hey, look at this next to what they have at home. Let me tell you something. Just because this is class and you can't keep your man at home, that's your problem, ladies, because this is royalty, and don't you ever, ever forget it. Now, speaking of holidays, we have Christmas coming up, and all the men out here are wanting to know, what do you want for Christmas, Princess Dee? Well, the address is down below, and on the list is a mink coat, diamond ring, a few other things. I'll take anything, because I love presents. And just because your man's going to send me presents, ladies, too bad, because this is class.
I understand that, Debbie. I'll tell you right now, Princess, if I had my wish this Christmas on the top of my list to Santa Claus, it'd be a mistletoe hanging right up there right now. And
let me tell you something. Lebanon, tomorrow night, you can drop my presents off early. Christmas presents, and maybe I can even get 2 of them.
Well, I know you have a treasure chest at home to fill, and I hope you get what you want this Christmas.
Oh, I plan on it, Paul.
Michael St. John at ringside along with Paul Adams. And Paul, I must say, the team of Billy Joe Travis and Flash Flanagan, I never thought it would work. But not only has it worked, these 2 guys are really making their mark in Music City Wrestling. They've got a test today with Andy Anderson, the young Canadian, in the Thrillbilly.
They are, Michael. I want to announce this to you today on Music City Wrestling. From now on, you should know this and all the people should know this. Billy Joe Travis and Flash Flanagan are Paul Adams' favorite tag team.
Now, wait a minute.
My favorite tag team. Did I stutter? I know you did. Did I?
Wait a minute. you are supposed to be an unbiased announcement. You're not supposed to play favorites, 1. Number 2, from your tone of voice, do I detect that maybe Paul Adams wants to manage this team?
Don't read anything into it, Michael. Paul Adams is here doing commentary right now. You don't need to know what Paul Adams is going to do tonight at the fairgrounds in Nashville or at any other of the live shows around here or tomorrow when I get home. And that's all you need to. You know, we got a saying in New York that covers your question perfectly. You know what it is? Don't worry about it. So, Michael, don't worry about it.
Tonight in Nashville at the Fairgrounds Arena, the main event is a dog collar match featuring the team in the ring right now, Billy Joe Travis and Flash Flanagan. They will take on the team of Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Wolfie D. They will be strapped. All 4 men will be strapped to each other with a dog collar and a chain connecting each other. It is going to be something to see tonight at the Fairgrounds Arena.
Just a couple of days ago, we got through Thanksgiving, we got through the meal, we got through the Tennessee homecoming, we honored legends, it was a war, and now they're going right back at it tonight in Nashville.
At the Fairgrounds, be sure to be there for the matches that start at 8 o'clock. Off the ropes comes Andy Anderson. There's a little back body or a hip toss, and down goes Billy Joe Travis. And Andy Anderson right now taking the measure of Billy Joe Travis.
Well, and you know what? This Andy Anderson didn't exactly do too well against Flash last week in singles competition. I guess he went out and he got this Thrillbilly to be his partner, but there's no way I can't see them measuring up to the measuring stick around here as far as tag teams go. Paul Adams' favorite tag team, Billy Joe Travis and Flash Flanagan.
I would hope that you will keep your announcer integrity and not refer to them as your favorite tag team. You can refer to them as being one of the best tag teams in Music City Wrestling, but saying they're your favorite, you are showing a contempt for the other wrestlers in this organization.
Okay, Michael, I got a deal for you. How about I say they're one of my favorite tag teams because one of my other favorite tag teams is also the Centerfolds. You know, they're going to be there tonight. They're taking on Styling Shane Eden and that freak Adrian Street who was there on Thanksgiving. Nearly lost my my turkey dinner because, look at that, I couldn't believe what that guy was all about.
The exotic Adrian Street is a one-of-a-kind wrestler. He is worth the price of admission to see in any arena in the country. I had the opportunity of seeing him in Los Angeles, California at the Forum at a packed house, and I'll tell you, Adrian Street has come to the Music City and has come to Music City Wrestling to make a statement, and I'll assure you this, he'll make it tonight. Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, he belongs. Oh, there's a big butt to the face by the Thrillbilly. Billy, oh, you see, that's awful right there. Billy Joe complained about the stench around here.
Yeah, I look at this, the Thrillbilly just showing his posterior, if you would, on television, and Billy Joe Travis needs to come back out of this. What is Billy Joe? Looks like he's got something wrapped up in that fist around the back of his tights there. No, it's just his fist. Billy Joe, I'll tell you, this man, you never know what Billy Joe Travis is thinking in or out of the ring.
No, he could come over here in just a minute, Michael, grab a guitar from underneath the ring or something, and hit you right in the back of the head with it. You never do know.
Tag is made to Flash Flanagan, and for as unpredictable as Billy Joe Travis is, here's another man that has taken the turn down the wrong alley once or twice.
Well, and you want to talk about Billy Joe, the captain of this team, the sweet music man. Hey, I'm wondering if he takes requests, because I got to talk to him. I might get him to come over here with a guitar and play a little music on the top of your little crown there.
A couple of weeks ago on Music City Wrestling, he rammed a guitar over the head of an unsuspecting wrestler, and I happened to be interviewing him at ringside and almost got waylaid myself. And I'll tell you, this Billy Joe Travis does not fool around in the ring. Like him or not, he gets in the ring and does what's necessary. Right now, he's trying to body slam the Thrillbilly. That ain't going to work because you ain't going to get that mule of a man off his feet.
Well, I got another thing. I don't know if it's exactly a mule. It's a jack something or other that I would describe this hillbilly as. But now you see Billy Joe Travis. He's up there. He's in control. He's asking the crowd what they want to see. Like I say, he takes requests, down with a big splash.
And he delivered with that splash. I'll tell you, there are a few people, I won't say deranged people, but a few different people that still tend to cheer for Billy Joe Travis. I don't quite understand that. But quite frankly, in the ring right now, Billy Joe Travis and Flash Flanagan are taking the measure of the Thrillbilly and Andy Anderson.
Well, in New York, we refer to those people that you're talking about as eccentric. Eccentric. We have a lot of those types up there in New York, you know, artist types, painters, musicians, like Billy Joe Travis.
Are you referring to your Greenwich Village crowd?
Well, you're talking about San Francisco and California and that Adrian Street. He would certainly fit right in up there, that freak.
Flash Flanagan, nothing freaky about what he's doing in the ring right now. He's just putting a knee across the throat of the Thrillbilly. And Flanagan is just, look at him, he's distracting the referee. He's arguing with the referee. In the meantime, he's choking the man.
With relative ease, simply a warm-up match for tonight in Nashville, that four-way dog collar tag team match. Doug Gilbert and Wolfie D against these two men right there, Flash and Billy Joe.
And I got a feeling that when the smoke clears tonight in Nashville and the dog biscuits are passed out, the winners of that match are going to be Wolfie D and Dangerous Doug Gilbert.
I don't know about dog biscuits or pepperonis or any of that stuff that you eat for Thanksgiving dinner, Michael. They survived Thanksgiving night. They're coming back tonight. And to be quite honest, I don't know what's going to take to settle this deal around here. It's going to be something drastic. It might be tonight in Nashville. It may not. Who knows? You got to come out and find out.
Billy Joe Travis with that twisting neck breaker has got the Thrillbilly down, but again, touting the crowd, losing some focus in the ring, now off the ropes. He knows he's got his man. Why doesn't he just go ahead and pin him and let's get on with it? But instead, Billy Joe Travis is going to taunt, and he's going to strut. Now he's going to make the tag nonchalant over to Flash Flanagan. Flash off the upper strand of rope with the fist down to the head of the Thrillbilly. They've got things going their way. They need to wrap this one up.
Oh, well, of course they do. They outclass their opponents in this one, Michael. But they're putting on a display, sending a little message to Dangerous Dog and Wolfie D, the DD Express, whatever they want to call themselves, for what's going to happen tonight in Nashville.
All righty, Flash Flanagan has got the Thrillbilly caught. He ain't going for the possum stomp here. He looks like he wants to DDT him or power body, but he won't get the chance to do either one.
Well, the Hillbilly fought back with a backdrop there now. He's going to need to get to the corner before Billy Joe comes in there as a fresh man, or actually it doesn't even matter because Flash is taking right back over. No problem, guys.
Flash Flanagan with a couple of right hands to the side of the face of the Thrillbilly. Brings him into the turnbuckle across the way.
Now there's that move again.
That's just a little, that's called using your brain, but using the backside of your brain.
Well, I know he's the Thrillbilly. He comes out to that disco. And I know he's a big fan of that show, Shake Your Booty, but that's ridiculous. And now look at this Anderson coming in here firing up.
Andy Anderson tagging in. He's been awaiting this. There's a drop kick to the chest. Flash Flanagan goes down. He goes over to take care of Billy Joe Travis, sends him in the turnbuckle across the way, and goes into him with a flying elbow. Andy Anderson working over both men. He's back to Flash Flanagan now. A couple of little shoulder blocks into the midsection. Billy Joe Travis still in the ring. There's Anderson reversed. And Flanagan caught him with a clothesline, and now Billy Joe Travis caught him with a looked like a dog collar. And they got the victory. Flash Flanagan, Billy Joe Travis teaming together with a little help of something else in the ring.
Well, boys will be boys and dogs will be dogs, but there's what caused it right there.
Wrestling returns to the Nashville Fairgrounds. Yep, tonight, Saturday, November 29th, 8 p.m. bell time. And do we have a hot one? We ain't even recovered from Thanksgiving night, but look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 6 big matches beginning at 8 o'clock. In the opener, Andy Anderson will take on the 450-pound male stripper, Frenchy Riviera. Nick Dismore returns to Nashville tonight. Nick Dismore will be there against Romeo Valentine. The Colorado Kid will take on Trailer Park Trash. And look at this big grudge match. It's a brewing. Stephen Dunn against Rex King. And look at this exciting tag team match. This is going to be phenomenal when the exotic Adrian Street teams up with Style and Shane Eaton. There'll be a lot of dancing and singing going on tonight against the Centerfolds in a title match. And then the big one, a 4-way dog collar match. All 4 men are connected with dog collars. Wolfie D, Doug Gilbert against Flash Flanagan and Billy Joe Travis. It all starts tonight, 8 o'clock at the Nashville Fairgrounds Arena. Don't miss the dog collar match tonight. Wrestling tonight only in Nashville. Wrestling tomorrow in Lebanon, Tennessee, a special Sunday card starting at 7 o'clock at the Armory in Lebanon. Stephen Dunn will be there. Rex King, Wolfie D, Flash Flanagan, Colorado Kid, Billy Joe Travis, Andy Anderson, Romeo Valentine, Frenchy Riviera, and the list goes on and on. Lebanon tomorrow. We'll see you tonight in Nashville.
The Colorado Kid and Killer Kyle and Paul Adams. This Colorado Kid has made one whale of a statement in the world of professional wrestling.
Well, I'll tell you what, so is Killer Kyle. He's been the bodyguard for Jim Cornette on occasions, and he's got an impressive record of his own. What I think he's going to need to do in this one is go to work on the back of the Colorado Kid. At this point, that is definitely the Achilles heel for the Kid. It's been bothering him in the last couple of weeks, and I think Kyle needs to go after that part of the body in this one.
Well, the truth be known, Paul Adams, and you're referring to the injured back, the strained back that has been bothering the Colorado kid. He injured it in a match. It was aggravated several times. He continued to wrestle, but following that, he was ordered out by the doctors for a few weeks. He has just recently gotten clearance to get back into the ring, and as you can see right now, he hasn't lost a step. A couple of nice arm drag takedowns on Killer Kyle, and look at that. Boy, the Colorado kid makes short work in the ring.
Well, I think legally he got all the papers signed from these doctors. Probably went down some back alley and got some bum to sign it for all we know to get back in the ring. But I believe his doctors advised him not to get back in the ring, although they would clear him. I think he's coming back too soon, and that may cost him this match against Kyle. Kyle should not be underestimated.
Killer Kyle trying to slow the pace of this match down. A fast-paced match obviously favors the Colorado kid. Kyle needs to just slow it down and use his strength, and as you see, use a shortcut or two to try to get the advantage going early here against the Colorado kid.
Well, good deal right there. Good deal right there by Kyle, because, yeah, you're right. This Colorado kid, he'll go. He don't give you a second to even breathe when he gets in there. He's intense, full steam ahead.
And right now, Killer Carl Cox, like a blanket all over the Colorado kid, headbutts him down to the mat. We want to remind the fans that tonight in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee, here at the Fairgrounds Arena, you will see wrestling action, including a big horse or a dog collar. I almost called it a horse collar main event. They're going to be horse collared, all right. Dog collars attached to their throats, connected with a chain. The participants, Dangerous Doug Gilbert and his partner Wolfie D against Billy Joe Travis and his partner Flash Flanagan. It all comes to a head tonight at the Fairgrounds in Nashville.
Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, you know, every week here on TV on Music City Wrestling, it's intense. It's action, 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 and more action. That's what the live shows are like, too, just like this past Thursday, Thanksgiving, the Tennessee reunion. And we're on a roll, just like this Colorado kid. He's staying on a roll around here. He's winning match after match. We're staying intense night after night here in Music City Wrestling. Tonight's no different in Nashville.
Colorado kid sent to the ropes by Kyle. Look at that. Stopped his momentum, came up with a standing drop kick. Kyle goes down. Colorado kid trying to pour him into the ropes. A reversal, now a reversal again, and the Colorado kid takes the one right into the buckle, chest first. Off the turnbuckle, gets the cover, wraps up. Kyle, they got the victory. Holy cow, the Colorado kid gets the victory. We'll be back with more Music City Wrestling action right after these messages.